So Morgan, like you've kind of built up that audience that love you through TikTok and other social media platforms. Like you now interviewing like kind of what I'd class more as mainstream TV personalities. Like what TV show are we going to see you on next?
Oh, go on.
What's the one? Because you were talking to people on like Celebs Go Dating. Surely you could be on there as the celeb. Like people want to see you.
There's one problem with that, AJ, is that I'm not a celebrity.
Yeah, but like, what defines it?
Well, definition of a celebrity supposedly is people know you. A lot of people know you. That's all a celebrity is.
Yeah, you've got your
have a big
audience.
fan base. You've got an active fan base as well. You do some great content and stuff. There is an audience out there that would know you and watch it for you on there.
Yeah.
So don't call yourself not a celebrity.
I don't know. I think I've loved it because I did like interviews last night with all the new cast and like the team as well. The production team are amazing and everyone at Lyman. But like, how did you find it when you were on there? Like,
I did it in a very unique time. So I did through lockdown. Truthfully, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Only
I thought you were going to say awful.
Yeah, no, simply was awesome. Yeah.
So you're holding you on the edge of the seat. Yeah. No, it was awesome. We did it in lockdown, so we couldn't see anybody. We couldn't be talking to anybody. So to be able to go into £30 million mansion with a load of people and actually be able to hug them, touch them, even kiss them if you got intimately together.
Yeah.
It was such... but like just the normal natural things of living. It was so nice to be able to do it. And I think that's why I had such a good time. And we did it all where we had to isolate and stay together. So it was more like, I want to say, a Love Island element to it in a way. You're all just stuck in the house together. So
You did a different version of Love Island.
Really, it was just another version of Love Island.
Love Island in a mansion.
Yeah.
The British Love Island.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Pays great as well, so I can't complain.
The modern Downton Abbey.
But it was nice because you got to know each other so well, and I made true friends from it. I really did. Like people like Wayne Lineker, Tom Zanetti.
Yeah, amazing.
Like we're best friends now.
Yeah,
so I did enjoy it.
Yeah. And how was it in comparison to like when you did Love Island? And it's the same sort of thing of you're being filmed constantly.
No, it was slightly different.
Different,
Love Island, you can't use your phones. We're not allowed to know the time. It really is. You're only allowed to talk about what's going on in the villa. Yeah, that's it. Where the Celebs Go Dating, we had free time. We could go on a phone every now and again. We could. We had the celebs room and then the non-celebs room. That sounds really bad. I hate saying that. But we had the celebs room, the non-celebs room, and the non-celebs weren't allowed in the celebs room, but us celebs were allowed in the non-celebs room.
Okay.
So we could actually have 10-15 minutes on our own if we wanted. We could chill out. We could relax a little bit.
Yeah.
So it was quite nice and freelance, really, doing a Celebs Go Dating.
So you get like time to yourself as well and chill.
Yeah. And I think how it's normally filmed, that you're just out and about in your own home and you meet up and go to a place. So you really have a lot more free time.
Normal film is very different, isn't it? Yeah. But I think it's quite interesting, like when you do them shows, like when you're in bed shooters, like there's cameras everywhere, you film 24/7. You do forget about it straight away.
I feel you're aware of the cameras being there all the time, but I just
like when I did SAS, I was like,
act or the SAS.
2 hours in, I was like,
oh no, the SAS ones I didn't remember. The
I was like,
whatsoever.
I'm zapped. I don't care if anybody's filming.
Amen. SAS didn't remember any of the cameras, but Love Island, things like that, they were everywhere. No matter where you looked, there was a camera, and the thing is, you could hear them go.
Yeah, really,
so you know if they were moving on to you.
On I'm a Celeb, you had that zzz. Or people would eat like crisps behind the scenes. You're like, I can smell them crisps. Like, how dare you leave?
See, they'll all be thinking, I'm going to open this Walker's. I'm going to really get them here. And then ready salted.
It was like when oh my God, if they come to you for an advert, that's the one thing. Do a fake I'm a Celeb and like have the crunch of the noise, and then like people are starving in a room. That's a cool one.
Yeah.
But like with you, like
we'll even join in for the right price.
Yeah, being in the castle smelling salmon sandwich. Oh, Curtis back.
Literally.
Right, we've got to elaborate more. Like you've just thrown me right under the bus. I like salmon, all right.
Curtis turns up to these random shoot days and like he's like, I need to eat at a certain time. Turns up with like a bloody salmon bowl. Like fish is not a thing you should eat in public like that.
Especially not when it's been in the warm weather for a while.
we were in it and he's like, do you mind if I have a salmon sandwich? I was like, yeah, go for it. Then AJ's like, mate, you do this all the time.
Somebody's gonna say no hopefully one day.
Mate, I didn't mind, bro. You can't smell it now. No. Or at the time. It's fine.
Good. Anyway, the point of what I was going to try and say was, how do you feel on social media? You always, your eyes are on you, but you're able to control the edit. You're able to control what is actually being put out there from your point of view. Does that make you feel comfortable? Like, how do you feel? I don't feel like you get much criticism, to be honest. Like, your stuff's always very positive, and like we spoke earlier, like you're always quite conscious of like your audience being family friendly, so I think that puts you in like a really good stead.
100. I think so when it comes to like the kind of edit of my stuff, like I think that's probably where most of my talent is in editing, because I've done it for so long. And like with the story videos I'll do, like it's kind of, I'll have all my clips, it's the arranging of it, and how can I use the voiceover to enhance bits of it and kind of really create that story. So I guess, yeah, some of my videos will take like 7-8 hours to edit for like a 30-second TikTok. But yeah, and then in terms of criticism, like I've never had like a crazy amount of like hate online, apart from there was when I went to the James Bond premiere, they had one of those like 360
camera ones,
camera booths. Yeah, 100%. They had one of those, so I did it with my friend Felicity that I've gone with, and we did the whole like pointed, got the clip, and it looked wicked. So the next day, I just posted the clip up on TikTok, and I was like, yo, like check out how cool this looked. Just like a really cool clip of this James Bond thing, and then it got like 100,000 views. I was like, that's done really well. And then comments slowly started to come, just like commenting on like my appearance and like saying I was overweight. But it kind of turned into this like competition of like who could come up with the best James Bond fat joke. So the top comment was like, no, they were creative and funny.
So that's a great way how you take it though. You take it in a good way then. Yeah,
so they put some time and effort.
The thing, I started reading them at first, and I was like, this is very savage. Like, this is not. So like, I think so it was No Time to Die. So it's like No Time to Dine. It was like Casino Royale, more like Chicken Royale. It was what other ones were there?
No Time to Die.
Yeah, it was like man with the golden gut, stuff like that. And it was all these like James Bond like fat comments, and I just kind of left it, and I was like, I just won't look at them. Like, they're not. It's more of like a funny thing, I think. But then these comments just got more and more and more, and the video starts getting pushed. And then because the comments are so like horrendous and also kind of funny, people are sending it to their friends, being like, look at the comments. This video blew up to 4 million views on TikTok. 10,000 comments, all just like basically commented on my weight in like James Bond pun form. And I just watched it, and it didn't really affect me at first. But then because there were so many, I was just like, that's a lot of comments.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
People jump on the bandwagon there.
Exactly, 100%. But the thing was, like I get from the consumer, they were just like, oh, that's funny. Like, let me just put a comment.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I wasn't sure whether to like make another video addressing it, because I didn't want to like, add fuel to the fire or encourage it. And I was just like, I'll leave it. And then I got sent this video, and somebody had screen recorded my video with the comments and just posted that as its own TikTok. And that video had like 250,000 views. So I was like, right, I'm going to say something about this. I'm going to make a video. So I thought...
So I'm capitalising on this.
I was like, I just thought I should say something about it, because it was just getting so much bigger and out of proportion. So I just made this video, and I was like, I went to James Bond premiere, like got 10,000 negative comments. And then I was like, I'm going to read some of them. And I basically just read them and just laughed at them, because they were funny. But I was like...
was it Saturday Night Live in America when the celebrities read out bad comments?
Yeah.
Like, you are an awful person.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. And I just laughed at it, because they were really creative and really funny. And then at the end, I just finished it with like guys, like, I can take this as a joke. It's really funny. But other people, like, if these comments were on somebody else's video, they may not be able to take it like that. So I was just like, please, like, think before you comment and just be kind with it.
I'm sorry that happened, but it's a good way how you talk
100%.
And I think as
he
well,
didn't say that his second video was sponsored by and he got paid.
But it was great, and I think that video like reached the same people that commented, and I got.
But I think the one thing that's nice, like you fundamentally, like, millions of people, insane amount of comments, like for the wrong reasons, but then you are actually using that to hit the exact same audience that is actually insulting you and being like, actually no, think about your words. And you hit the exact same audience. To actually do that is it.
But you've done it in a way where they're not going to argue back.
No, they're actually going to, like, you know, when somebody says to you, oh, that's not very nice, but I'm just disappointed in you. It's kind of like that. So like it hits home a little bit worse. Just disappointed. And that's what you've done in the best possible way.
And I got a message from the guy that had the top comment on Instagram, being like, "Hey mate, like, I put this comment up. Really sorry, I didn't realise. I just thought it was a joke." He's like, taking it down, and then it was amazing. And then you know Jay Shetty.
No, who's that?
Oh, he's like incredible like speaker. He's got a really big podcast. And then I got sent a clip, and he'd been
look after.
He'd been talking about my video and like my response on his podcast as well, so it reached like even more people. And then I think my response got like 3 million views. So yeah, it was just nuts. And I think managed to turn something that was
you turn a negative to a massive positive,
a little bit, yeah, just was able to kind of just, I think, put a
you
positive
hit
message.
so many people like there, just thinking about like even when Curtis did Love Island, the amount of like threats that it was just insane. And like for me, I was just like, okay, but like it affects the people around you also. So like you're the one that's being attacked at the end of the day, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But your friends and your family see that, and they get harm as much as you do, if not more sometimes. They feel like they can't really help.
Yeah, because
it's like a helpless scenario.
I got fat shamed everything when I was on Love Island stuff. I got fat shamed by mainstream media.
The Sun newspaper. You made a 2-page article in the Sun newspaper about ordering extra clothes.
They put 2.5 stone on in weight in the villa.
Yeah, but it's not
I
like...
did enjoy the cheesecake.
I love it. I think I saw it because I was watching some of your podcast bits. So I think because you know the bit where you come out like King Juliet doing the dancing.
Looking like King Julian from Madagascar.
Unbelievable, mate. It was the way as well. It was slow mode, and like so you're like.
I know. I stopped moving, but my belly kept. You know what I'm gonna say? Yes.
But it was so
so true, man.
But I think you said you're like they're giving you costumes, but then you were struggling to fit in or something.
Man, they were very small, but I did put a lot of weight on. So we got care packages throughout the program. So you get like some shorts, some tops, some different things. So. Yeah,
I've got something to tell you after this.
But I just had to. I started off with a large care package, and I just ended up with an extra large care package.
And the food was good in there, really good. Yeah,
great food. It was a cheesecake, man. I'm a sucker for cheesecake.
Yeah,
honestly, it got to me. The producers came to me at the end.
It's not even an advert.
Salmon cheesecake.
No, I mean, I'd try it, but I'm more of a white chocolate strawberry man now. But no, the producers came to it at the end and they said, they sat me down and they said, Curtis, you do realise no one's ever eaten as much cheesecake as you before. We had to count it sometimes because they have to keep an eye on you for all reasons. And they said, sometimes you're having 5 to 6 slices of cheesecake with each meal.
What, they're saying they were going to bill you afterwards?
I was like, I know they were thinking, this guy's ate us dry. Yeah, used to make money, but now we don't. And I was like, I just love my cheesecake. They got really worried about me and everything.
Did you say to the producer of Love Island, I like my cheesecake?
I did. I said, sorry, I was like, I'm on holiday. I love my cheesecake. What can I say? Secretly, I was just stress eating. No.
What I was going to say was, I was going on Instagram earlier. So I was just like, have a look over your stuff before I see you. And then, Curtis, I went on your Instagram.
Oh, God.
And no. I checked our DMs because I was like, I wonder if I've ever messaged Curtis. And I thought you won't have seen this.
Curtis will not
I'm going to look after now.
No. I'll show you
now.
right now. So I mentioned you in a story in 2019, right? And you wore the same shirt in the villa that I did. And I put it on my story and put oi oi.
That came in a care package.
And I was like, oh, that's so funny. So there you go. I'll send it to you.
Send us that. We'll put that in.
I was like, that's so funny.
Yeah, that came in a care package.
Yeah.
I think I threw that shirt away straight after.
Bro, I got it from a charity shop. So I got yours.
Wait, that one was mine. Yeah.
I thought it smelled salmon cheesecake.
God. I don't love salmon that much, guys, but it's great. It's great for your eyes, brain, and health. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't think I've ever probably tried.
But actually, talk about getting fat shamed. Talk about getting fat shamed on Love Island stuff, though. Turned into a massive positive for me.
Oh, really?
I ended up coming off there and getting a massive WW, which was Weight Watchers Reimagined.
Okay.
So I ended up getting a massive contract with them, big years contract, and. To everyone that did fat shame me the papers, thank you. That's all I can say because it lucratively did fantastic for me. Yeah. And I lost some weight.
Pay for more cheesecake.
Yeah, it did.
It did.
No, I think it's really hard because, like, in our industry, like, people feel like they own you in a sort of aspect, and especially on social media where that you feel like you can say whatever you want and it's there in black and white. It's not even like a thought process, but it's like you kind of laugh at a certain point, like, and then you're like, actually, no, it does hurt. And I think sometimes, like, you have thousands of positive comments. You do remember that negative comment. Like, it's human nature. And I just think, like, in our day and age, like, yes, it is that cancel culture in certain aspects. Yeah, we want freedom of speech. But when it's just, like, straightforward, just abuse, you're like, well, what's the point? That's a lot of effort to pick your phone up, write something.
Yeah.
They physically do it for a reaction.
Yeah.
I think in your scenario, like, if somebody's put some time and effort into it, I'd be like, okay, Put some time and effort into it.
I think it's like, if what had happened to you, but it was only a couple of negative comments, you wouldn't have ever really done a video back, and you wouldn't have ever bothered whatsoever.
I just read them, and
so
but I think it was just that snowball thing.
What actually, we should have asked at the start of the podcast, but what type of person are you? What would you describe yourself as? Actually?
What's your star sign?
I'm a Capricorn.
This is your love
apples
and
long walks on the beach. What type of person? As in what? As in like
just as in like, what would you say your friends would say you are? Because us being
Kurt's never done this on any podcast.
No, you seem like a bubbly, good, really nice person.
He's inviting you for salmon dinner now.
I know. Fancy coming out for dinner one time. No, great place. Yeah.
Starts
down by the harbour. Yeah. Freshly caught.
Yeah. I guess I don't know. I think I'm quite a positive person. As in, I try and see the positive in everything. I don't know. I think like fairly hardworking. Like, I try and just, if I'm gonna do something, I'll just try and do it.
I've never seen Morgan in a scenario where he's got nothing to say. He's like,
Morgan doesn't it? I felt like in his head he's just put a suit and tie on, and
I think I'll be great for your company. I can really bring a lot to you.
When we ask. When this podcast comes out, I'm going to do this as a deal. I'm going to ask Morgan to do an advert for FINT.
Yes. I want to see what you'd come up with. Yeah.
I'm actually going to do this.
Yeah. What's your price?
You have to talk to my manager.
Yes. I love that. But that is a great read, because sometimes as well, like obviously when you were saying earlier, you didn't know what prices you should be charging and stuff as an actual person, and that's where a manager really does come in, and they can push up that price to the maximum.
No, this is like the scenario when we were children. We were both auctions for the same handbag for our mum, and Kurt was outbidding me, and I'm like, it's going to the same person, Kurt.
On eBay, you're both bidding for
the same item. And I was like, Kurt, it's not the way it works. You're putting me off. This is supposed to be a friendly video. This is like a slide on the hand. That's why we drove to Morgan. We paid for the parking. It's costing him nothing. We brought the equipment.
We did go to an auction, and this is before Love Island, before anything. I had no money whatsoever, actually. This was really not a smart move, and I'd just been paid £500 to a dance demonstration between me and my partner. So it was a nice amount of money at the time. I was like, wow, this is fantastic.
I know this story.
And it was a charity auction, and there was a pair of boxing gloves going on up for the auction, and no one was bidding. And I thought, I'll just try and raise the bid a little bit. So I literally had £500 to my name. I'd just been paid it in cash there from doing it.
No, you take it in because 50%. There's two partners. You had 250.
Yeah,
so you're already out.
250.
You're already. This is why there's an app happening, because I save money and Kurtz doesn't. So you're 250 already in debt if you get this. Yeah,
and then I tried to raise a bid and went 500. Nobody else bid. That was it. I was broke straight after that. I ended up having to pay for it all.
Was that the asking price they were asking for, 500, or you just went in with?
No, they were asking for about 450, and I went 500 for it, and then nobody else bid.
Wow. Do you still have the boxing gloves?
I do.
He does, because he didn't check. They're not actually validated and signed properly and authenticated.
Who were they signed by?
Supposedly signed by
Sugar Ray Leonard.
But there was no documentation, so they're worth zero.
Yes, yeah. And that's why we are now joining with FINT, yes. Because I've now learned about money and how money is important. And how you can make money work for you. That's the thing.
Oh, Curtis.
In smart
stressful.
ways.
It's giving me a heart palpitations thinking about it. You know, I don't sweat when I hear stories like that. I sweat.
And on that depressing point, we'll end it there. On smiles, and Curtis losing all his money. Thank God I finally eventually made a little bit more money now, and it's not too bad. I can't complain. Oh, actually, Morgan, I wanted to ask, because I know that this place that you've got now, do you see yourself living in London now for the future being, really? Do you think this is your hometown now?
What, you need a flatmate?
Yeah, because I've just bought some other boxing gloves.
He's got a room. He can rent it out to you.
Yeah, you're doing good, Morgan.
Very good price.
I think so. I think I love London, but it is. I think also it's that thing of like, you know, everyone tells you it's so fast paced, and I think people would tell me that, and I'd be like, yeah. But I thought I loved it, and then I think the first year it was fine, but I think like I was in the Edinburgh Fringe Festival last week, not in it. I just went to go and see some shows.
Because when you put that online, I thought, oh, when's your video coming up? When's your stand up?
No,
I was waiting for it.
And like just being up in Edinburgh, like, and just Scotland. I stayed at my friend Callum's house, and I was with my friend Stephen, and like it's just so like everything's so like much slower, and I could like my headspace I could like properly think about things, and like I just felt so much more clear-headed. And then it was kind of as soon as I got back to London, got into King's Cross, it was straight away. And so like I've got friends up in Worcester, like my friend Ben and Jake and Ben, and it's just I love seeing them up there as well because it's just so mellow and chilled and like still creative, but just a lot chilled. So I think definitely staying in London for the time being foreseeable, but we'll never know where else we'll go.
Okay, this is one question I want to ask you. If you were gonna set up a business now and sell a product, like what do you think you could sell to your demographic, your audience out there? What would that piece of equipment be? Or
that's a great question.
He's like, could you have asked me this before we started?
No, let me think. I think the thing as well with my content, like, I don't particularly fit into a big like a small niche. So like a lot of creators will be either like dance or art or whatever. But mine, I do like a bit of cooking, I do some like lifestyle, I do a bit of fashion, then I'll dance with Richard Branson, like I do whatever. So it's kind of all over the place. So I guess what would need to think of something that all of my kind of like community, like people that follow me, something that would reach all of them.
Could it be something like
maybe
like an editing?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna think. Like we're talking about
templates,
AI, all of them edits that are coming out. Like you spend, like as you said, 8 hours a day. Yes, the AI is never perfect, but sometimes it pops up somebody like actually it's pretty good. I can use half of this. Like you shoot a long form video and you type in, I want it to be like dark, mysterious, and then it does the soundtrack behind it. The edit, the text over it is like towards Dracula, sort of Halloween-y stuff, like something that can produce that content for you. Is that something that you think like would be, because then that's everybody, that's even wider audience.
I saw also there was some like the AI video editing where it will just cut up the bits in between and do all the like like clips for podcasts and stuff, all of that. I mean stuff like that's incredible. But then also I don't know if my audience is like creators that make videos or if they just kind of consume it. So I guess it would have to be sort of some sort of product that I'm not entirely sure.
Do you ever actually I haven't seen it, so I don't think you do behind the scenes of like how you create your videos?
I don't
time lapse for 8 hours.
Me just sat a laptop.
No, I don't mean of the edit. I mean like how you like film it, because obviously like you, when you were doing, for example, the Snickers one, it was you in the toilet and it was you outside the toilet. So do you ever like film how you're filming it?
I've done behind the scenes of like my music before, and I've shown like breaking down the individual tracks and how we kind of put songs together. But I've never done,
because I find it very interesting to watch stuff like that sometimes. I love watching the end product, but then I'm like, how did they do the end product? So I think that's a
that
good
could be a great shout. Especially because I think as well, I used to watch like videographers and like creators, and when you can see their process and find out how they work, and just anyone actually that inspires you, if you can find out how they work, and it's just so like interesting. I think we had a conversation about how you work, and you were saying like get up at 7 a.m. It's like like get
time scale and like personal side, like how you deal with your day, and especially when you are self-employed, like you have to be self-motivated, because if you don't edit, if you don't get up, if you don't film the content, like it's not going out, not getting paid, straightforward. Like, and I think that's one thing that I think people in a 9-to-5 job that have been told arrive at this time, go to the office, do the job, that's one thing, but to be self-motivated to do it, it's so, people just don't talk about it, but actually within our industry, like it's the only thing that keeps us going. Like
100%.
If you're not, it doesn't happen.
I feel like AJ's very like wake up early, and then me and you are very much more like chaotic up till like 3 a.m. like
Just before you go anywhere, we just want to say thank you very much to listen to Freedom Impact Trust. We love your reviews, so please do leave them because it helps other people find us, doesn't it, Curtis?
Yes, it does. As AJ said, comment, like, subscribe, share it with a friend, share it with the entire world. Let everybody know that this is the podcast that you guys are listening to, and jot down some comments of any financial advice that you want or any questions. We'll be happy to answer all of them at the best of our knowledge. Thanks again for listening, guys. We hope you've enjoyed it, and we love you all.
Yeah, we just want to thank our sponsors, FINT, the financial investment app, where you can invest from as little as £50 a month. Yes, Curtis, £50 a month. So easy.
I like it. And don't forget that it's all within 3 portfolios. Simplicity. It's easy. Get investing, guys.
Have a great day.
See you later.